right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. We in the building. Had to get that holiday cut, man. Appreciate everybody for checking in. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. But yeah, I got this story last night. It's a rumor, but I don't know exactly if it's gonna happen or not. And Mikey Garcia could be tuning up versus Jessie Vargas. He could be doing a one-fight deal with the DAZN. It's something that Mikey is talking about. I guess Jessie Vargas, Jessie has a couple options on the table for herself. He has a contract from the fight Liam Smith, allegedly. And he has, right now, Mikey's been offered by Eddie Hearn to fight Jessie Vargas. And then I really don't 100% know about the situation. I guess he will come back and fight Pacquiao in April, okay? It's also a scenario that's been talked about that Manny Pacquiao may wait for Floyd. And I doubt that's going to happen, but I think Floyd will tune up first. I don't think Floyd will go right into a Pacquiao fight, but Jessie Vargas, he been at 54, I believe. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought he lost to Delorme, and I think Eddie Hearn, first big card, if you want to call it that, at the Warren Trust Arena in Chicago. And since then, I really can't think about what Jessie Vargas done. I'm pretty sure he fought since then. So you got to ask yourself, will it be harder for Jessie to come back down and wait to fight Mikey Garcia? And at the end of the day, let's be real. Jessie Vargas if he can make the weight comfortably, this is a dude that fought at 40 and 47. Mikey started off at 26. Jessie Vargas can upset the apple cart. I'm not saying that Jessie Vargas is a world beater, but he is a former world champion. He stopped Saddam Ali. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get Liam a Jaime Munguia fight. It really didn't work out for whatever reasons that may be. I'm not going to go over that again. But that's a dangerous fight. And Jessie Vargas could upset the apple cart. Now, he was managed by Al Heyman a couple times in his career. I believe he was managed by him or advised by him when he was with TMT, the money team. He was with them. And then he went with Top Rank and Bob Airman. Bob tried to pull a fast one on him, where he would have got the Jeff Horn fight, which would have then he may have beat Jeff Horn, and then he would have got Crawford fight, but he didn't want to sign an extension. When people say, well, why don't Crawford lead Top Rank? Why don't Crawford lead Top Rank? Because it's not that easy. It's not a Bob. I don't know what Al Heyman contracts look like, so I can't really speak on it. But Al Heyman seemed to want the best for his fighters, and I never disputed that. Okay? Al Heyman is the best. If I had a son or somebody of endearment next to me, you gonna sign to Al Heyman if you got that option. Okay? And I'm just keeping it real, but for boxing wise, he not good for boxing, but he good for boxers. And if the boxer's happy and they're able to take care of their family, retire, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I'm speaking from a boxing fan standpoint of view. Okay? But with Jessie Vargas, like he a good fighter. He really a textbook 1-2 fighter, very, very fundamental. If you want to be funny, Jessie Vargas is like the opposite of Deontay Wilder, man. You know what I'm saying? Jessie Vargas does everything too right, all right? Too basic. And Wilder does everything opposite of that. And that's so funny I mentioned that. But with Mikey and Vargas, man, if Vargas can make that weight, man, I'm not sure Mikey could be the functionable welterweight. I'm not sure he could be the functionable welterweight, man, to be real. And I'm just keeping it 100. Errol Spence, at the end of the day, Errol Spence is a good fighter. He was longer, he was stronger, he was tougher. I mean, Errol Spence is a dog. Don't get me twisted. I might troll and be trolling people on social media. Errol Spence can fight. So Jessie Vargas ain't no Errol Spence. The speed ain't the same, the power ain't the same, the IQ and the things that Errol Spence do ain't the same. Now, there are some parallels. Errol Spence is textbook. But Errol Spence will break his fundamentals, you know what I'm saying, to get where you need to get to. You really won't see Jessie Vargas reach or take a lot of chances unless he knows he's there. Errol Spence got faith in his ability. He'll take chances. You know what I'm saying? But they do mimic each other as far as being very, very fundamental and technical. But Jessie's so technical that it hurt him. Errol Spence will do some wild cocaine cowboy shit, and he'll try something. He'll try leading off with a right hand. It ain't like it ain't nothing they practice in the gym to practice it to try to break a 1-2 tendency. You know what I'm saying? Jessie Vargas won't do that. Jessie Vargas started to throw more straight lead right hands, but that was only because That was only because, you know, he had to break tendency and he was, you know, going through different coaches. But with Vargas and Errol, you know, he don't pack that punch Errol do. He ain't the body puncher Errol do. So Errol does a lot of things that's just like, you know, better than Jessie Vargas. And Mikey gonna still have to contend with Vargas, you know, ability to fight. And if Mikey don't really got speed, or he don't really belong at welterweight, he can lose that fight. He not gonna stop Jessie Vargas. Jessie ain't never been stopped. Pacquiao dropped him. But you know what? That's a fight that I think, you know, you going over to a 1-year rental deal to the DAZN, and if you don't perform well, they could take that from you to stop a Pacquiao fight. And then I think Danny Garcia will fight in January and get that fight, but Mikey supposed to return in January, February. To be honest, that's a fight that's a better tune-up than I expected from Mikey Garcia. And that was the word, that Mikey was looking to tune up versus a tougher opponent than PBC was willing to offer. You know, I think a guy like Delorme would be a bad style for him. Longer, faster guy, a guy that can, you know, punch a little bit. So, you know, I think that's a bad matchup. I just it's hard for me to give you an honest assessment about Mikey in the welterweight division because how bad he looked versus Errol. He ain't the longest guy, the tallest guy, the fastest, the quickest. He real technical, good one too. You know what I'm saying? But if he don't get a great account of himself versus Jessie Vargas, that's just gonna hurt people wanting to buy that fight versus Mikey, versus Manny. Now if he go out there and show that he acclimated to the weight class, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he go out there look good and put a boxing clinic on Jessie Vargas or somehow stop him, then I think that's a respectable name. But remember, Vargas been at 54. You know, so it's up to them. But it's a fight that was offered to Mikey Garcia, man. It's a fight that I think people be interested in, man. And I think it's better than I expected. I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna be like no Delorme, no Jamal James. Some of them dudes just got bad styles for Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Longer guys that can move a little bit. Vargas, real basic guy. 1-2 puncher. You know what I'm saying? He got beat up by, you know, to me, he got beat by Delorme at the Winning Trust in Chicago. You know, so, you know, and then you got to think about this aspect of it. What if Mikey Garcia don't look good, but it's on the DAZN and nobody see it? You know what I'm saying? So that's the question. But, you know, I don't know if Eddie Hearn would bring him over there and rob him, or bring him over there, he win, he beat Pacquiao, and then he go sign with the DAZN. But everything I understood from Mikey, like I said, you just hear things, that he was headed over to Top Rank, and that fight was going to be announced on the weekend of Fury and Otto Wallin. And then it got to the point where Top Rank and PBC was bidding for Manny Pacquiao and Mikey to put it on their network. Obviously, we know. I'm so sorry, my camera keeps. I got to take this mount back. It's definitely going back. But we got. I mean, I lost my train of thought. But with Jessie Vargas and Manny Pacquiao, well, they was bidding for those fights, Mikey and Manny. And we all know Al Heyman got deeper pockets, man. So, you know, at the same time, like I said, Mikey was headed over to Top Rank. You know, and that's what the word was. And they was going to announce that fight on the Tyson Fury weekend and fight weekend in Vegas. And obviously Mikey he switched up. And Al Heyman came and offered him more money for the Pacquiao fight. So, unless something changed, that's what we looking at. That's exactly what we're looking at. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, a lot of people may not like the fight for Mikey, but come on, what's a better tune-up for Mikey? Sean Porter ain't no fucking tune-up. Don't give me that. You know what I'm saying? Will Regis progress in Mikey? And Regis move up to 47? I mean, Adrian Broner, Mikey too? I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? So, honestly, you know, who are we truly looking at? That's the question. Who are we truly looking at for Mikey Garcia to fight? You know, Jessie Vargas, he come back now. I mean, I really can't think of nobody. Antonio DeMarco, he just had a competitive fight with Jamal James. He a smaller guy. He's not as small as Mikey naturally. He came up from 140. He came up from 135, I believe. DeMarco. I know he might start a little bit lighter than that. So, you know, Jessie Vargas and Mikey, I think that's got a recipe to be for upset. But if Mikey can't beat Jessie Vargas at 47, then I mean, you know, he don't need to be fighting no damn Pacquiao. And that's just my honest opinion on it, man. But look, I look forward to if they fight. But I heard that PBC had a tune-up for him in December. But I do know, and it's also, I'm glad if you hung around for this, that he gonna be at the Vigil Ortiz fight card. I think it's December 13th or something like that. Vigil Ortiz is fighting and defending his WBA gold title versus somebody. I can't remember who. And Mikey Garcia expected to be at that card. So maybe you hear something about Mikey coming on the zone, tuning up, and then coming back fighting Manny Pacquiao or whatever. Or maybe they can send Jessie Vargas to PBC. But I don't think the zone can afford to let anybody go. But Jessie really ain't no star. So pretty much what Vargas is looking at is Liam Smith and Mikey. And Mikey's probably looking at Jessie. And I don't know what else his options would say he can get. But hey, it's good for the Sports TV. Sorry for the camera falling, man. I got to get them out. When I'm that way, when I'm done Thanksgiving shopping, I get another one. I'm taking this one back to Best Buy. I need to take this shit off the shelf. Shit garbage. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation, that link's in the description. Best way to donate to the channel is share the videos. And I appreciate the love and support. We go.